Healthy eating is about feeling good about what you consume and having the energy you need to get you through the day. It's not about limiting or depriving yourself of the food you love, or constantly counting calories, or going on a diet which has so many rules on what you can or can't eat. Today, we'll cut through all the noise and help you see how simple and satisfying it is to eat well for a better you. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez. Welcome to Med Talk Health Talk. Joining us on the program are Dr. Jan Dipasupil. He's a lifestyle medicine specialist and consultant at Providence Hospital and Healthway Medical. We also have Dr. Joy Fontanilla. She's the head of the Center for Weight Intervention and Nutrition Services at St. Luke's Medical Center, Global City. It's good to have you both on the show. Now, we often use the terms healthy eating and diet interchangeably. But let's get one thing straight. They're not the same. Just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're on a diet and vice versa. Now, we'll start first with Dr. Joy. Can you please help expound on this idea?
Okay, well, the word diet itself, no, if you look at the spelling of it, parang may negative connotation siya. So some patients think that it's to die with the letter T, no? Kasi parang when they go on a diet, parang mamamatay na sila. And it focuses more on what foods you avoid instead of what foods you can enjoy. So it focuses more on the things that can help you to live. We eat to live, not to live to eat.
Yeah, that's a very good outlook on how things should be. Now, Doc Jan, is it correct to assume that eating healthy can help make you lose unwanted pounds?
Eating healthy foods, like eating variety of foods, can give you a lot of nutrients and can help you maintain your health and lose yung mga unhealthy yung fats and even achieve your healthy weight. And it makes you feel good and have more energy. So instead na going for a diet na it would restrict you, you're looking forward sa yung outcome na you're looking just yung timbang mo, you go for healthy eating para more on the variety of foods, no?
Ayan, maganda nga yan. Which brings us to our next topic, which is mindful eating. It's not a diet, but rather eating healthy by mindfully choosing the best food for your body. Now, Dr. Jan, could you please tell us more about this?
Mindful eating is developing an awareness of your experiences, your feeling, and cues all about food, no? So it's also a technique that helps you gain control over your eating habits, your sugar cravings, and stress cravings, no? So yung mga simple tips like eating slowly to help you eat less. Tapos yung you have to listen to your body, like yung mga stomach growling, yung mga thirst, no? You need to know that one. You need to listen, and then you have to appreciate your food.
Now, Dr. Joy, eating mindfully may take some time or getting used to for some people. So what can we do to get ourselves started with this whole notion of mindful eating?
It's basically, I know when I think of mindful eating, it's looking at food. Parang you're having a date with your food. So paying attention to your food, listening to your hunger cues, ano, gutom ka pa ba or busog ka na ba? So you know how much to eat and you know when to stop eating. I try to appreciate every bite, the taste, the smell, the texture of your food, kung crunchy ba siya or does it melt in your mouth. And just being aware of your eating habits. It's as opposed to mindless eating, no? When you're watching Netflix, nag-binge eat ka rin. You're binging on Netflix, you're also binging by eating chips and all sorts of junk food. So when you do that, you end up eating so many more calories, and most of these are empty calories that don't give you any nutrition.
That's right. So I like that notion of having a date with your food, getting to know your food much better. Now, most of us have established habits when it comes to eating. Some are bad, but some are good. Is timing everything when it comes to healthy eating? And why is it so important for one to stick to a good schedule for your meals? Why can't I just eat whenever I'm hungry or kapag may oras na lang ako?
Well, there have been studies na yon that shows na when you eat also matters. It matters as much as what you eat. So if we eat at very, very late, at night or if you eat for a very long period during the day. And we're finding out na pag kumain tayo within a certain time period during the day, parang you're following your body's natural rhythm. Our hormones, there are certain hormones that are high during the day and should go down during the night. And this kind of fits in with our body clocks. Our body actually has an internal clock. And so it ties in also with how much food you can take in, how much food you're able to metabolize. So if you eat too much and beyond a certain time during the day, so let's say after 6 p.m., there's a tendency for that food to get deposited more as fat in your body.
Now, another healthy habit some people have is adding more fiber to their meals. Now, Dr. Jan, ano ba talaga ang value ng mga high-fiber foods?
Okay. That's a good question, no? So, ang isang kailangan din gawin in healthy eating is food choices, no? Healthy food swaps. So, high fiber, it makes you much more feel na mas nakakabusog po yun. Ganun din sa mga white rice going to brown rice, no? And then tama si Dr. Joy na kailangan po regular eating pattern, no? Establish that one kasi kung nagkaroon po nag-skip kayo ng lunch, nag-skip kayo ng breakfast, it could affect your eating po na lalo na biglang magkaroon ng stress eating kayo for the night or baka magkaroon ng stress eating for midnight, no?
Now, still with Doc Jan, some say naman that the colors of your food that you're eating or having a variety of them on your plate says something. Now, what does this actually mean?
Kailangan sana mas magandang variety. Kasi kung paulit-ulit po yan, syempre nakakasawa. Some people may not be able to comply with it. Baka minsan mag-drop out po sila sa kanilang diet o kanilang program. So make sure na meron kayong mga alternatives po, no? And then dun sa isang plate po, make sure that you have half of your plate would be vegetables and fruits. And then 2/3 po sana would be whole grains, no? Whole grains could be yung brown rice, could be mga wheat pasta, it could also be mga wheat bread, no? And then dun sa 1/3 of your plate, ito na po yung mga healthy proteins. Pwede po yung tofu, pwede na magsama ng mga chicken, pwedeng salmon.
Now, we're taking a short break, but when we come back, what are smart and healthy but delicious food alternatives? We'll see you in just a moment. You're watching Med Talk Health Talk right here on CNN Philippines. This is Med Talk Health Talk, your partner in healthcare. I'm Dr. Fede Gomez. Now let's talk about how to make smart food choices. Some say it's about limiting your sugar, your sodium, and saturated fat intake. Now, Dr. Joy, what does it mean when there's too much sodium? And what does this do to our bodies whenever we eat food that is high in sodium?
When you eat too much sodium, basically ang effect niyan yun sa blood pressure natin, tumataas. So that's why people with high blood pressure, we tell them to limit their salt intake, to limit their sodium intake. And you're right, yung sodium nakukuha sa mga packaged goods, sa mga canned goods, anything that comes in a box. All these things tend to have a high sodium because may preservatives yan eh.
That's right. So another thing also is saturated fat, which is one of the unhealthy fats along with trans fats. So butter, some palm oil, red meat, and cheese are some of the foods which are high in amounts of saturated fat. Now, Doc Jan, is this really bad for one's body?
Saturated fat and then mga trans fat, of course, it's really bad sa ating health. Lalo na sa ating cholesterol, it would go up. And then yung sa heart, it would affect. And definitely, it may lead to yung mga complications or the negative consequences na it may lead to stroke and heart attack. So ito yung sinasabi ng mga doktor po na you have to limit that saturated fat, no?
Okay. Now, Dr. Joy, one thing or one component that has been gaining a lot of popularity nowadays because of its positive side effects on our bodies is coconut oil. But coconut oil also contains a high amount of saturated fat. How do we reconcile this, Dr. Joy?
So yung coconut oil, actually the American Heart Association, other medical societies are not very fond of the coconut oil because of the amount of saturated fat in it. But the thing with coconut oil, it also has what we call the medium chain triglycerides. So it also is easier for the body to absorb that and to metabolize that compared to other types of oils. Just remember na medyo mataas yung calories ng oils. And so we need to really limit the amount of oil that we use and to limit frying our food.
Now it's on to sugar and its bittersweet reputation. Now, sugar occurs naturally in fruits and vegetables, but the problem lies within added sugar. Now, Dr. Jan, please tell us more about this.
Okay. Some are afraid of fruits, no, as they have sugar. And actually, yeah, they have sugar, like the mixture of fructose, the glucose, and sucrose. But it is hard or nearly impossible to consume excess sugar from through those whole fruits, no? And fruits are packed with nutrients, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and could protect us from some forms of cancer. It could help us with our blood pressure, reduce our risk of heart diseases. So we should be eating mga 5 pieces of fruits every day, no, to help us in our body and maintain our weight.
That's great. Now, Dr. Joy, knowing all of these, everything we've talked about, what are some healthy food alternatives that you can suggest that our viewers will be able to use?
Well, basically, eating healthy is focusing on healthier food. And like what Dr. Jan said, no, having a healthy plate, half your plate as vegetables and a piece of fruit, and having whole grains and the healthy types of protein sources. So instead of having desserts, maybe have a piece of fruit. Focus on the leafy vegetables, the non-starchy vegetables like okra, malunggay, talong, bell peppers. All of these, have a beautiful plate with lots of colors and variety, because that can show that that these types of food have high antioxidant levels, no? So antioxidants are very good kasi panlaban yan sa infection, panlaban sa iba't ibang sakit like cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure.
Now, Doc Joy, like as you mentioned tonight, I'm sure everybody as well loves fruits and they know that this is good for their body, but some fruits are also high, really high in sugar. So how could viewers know if the sugar in fruit is bad or good? Or should they be wary about certain fruits with a higher glycemic index than others?
What really matters is the amount of fruit that you have. So if you have like one serving of fruit with each meal, that should be fine. And you're actually going to get a lot of nutrients, a lot of antioxidants and vitamins and minerals from that. What I tend to make patients not indulge in are juices, no? Because with the juices, you basically take out the fiber from the fruit, and to have just one glass of juice, you probably pack in so many like 5 or 10 pieces of fruit just to make that little glass of juice, and that will be very high in sugar content. So one rule of thumb is if it can fit into the palm of your hand, that's one serving, and that should be good for most people.
How about those who are suffering from diabetes or those who are trying to watch their weight? Is fruits still a good option?
Yes.
Yes.
Kailangan pa rin mag-fruits po, no? Of course, you need to know rin ano yung mga favorite fruits nyo. And then you have to balance it, no? I know some of you are indulging with yung mga sobrang tatamis, no? Mga lanzones. Kailangan magkaroon ng kayo ng mga portion control po, no? Mga handful lang po, no? Huwag kayong susobra po. And then, dun sa mga apple, peras, banana, include that one, no? Yung watermelon, I actually ask my patients, no, if they eat too much of the watermelon. Kung they eat too much, I tell them to lower it down or medyo pagsasama ko yan ng watermelon with other kinds of fruits. Kasi ang watermelon, medyo mataas yung glycemic index po niyan.
Now, most people on a diet count calories for weight loss or maintenance. Now, some say this works. Others believe it is fundamentally flawed. More on this very interesting topic when we come back. you're confused whether counting calories are effective in weight loss, you're not alone. Now, Dr. Joy, can you tell us what calories are and how does our bodies use them?
Okay, well, each type of food has a calorie count. In general, carbohydrates are 4 calories per gram, proteins are 4 calories per gram, and fats are 9 calories per gram. Now, alcohol is 7 calories per gram. For people to lose weight, you just need to reduce the amount of calories that you take in. I know it's easier said than done. To lose 1 pound of fat, a rule of thumb is you have to burn or to reduce 500 calories a day.
That's great that you brought up a good point, Dr. Joy, and that is calorie counting, because a lot of people feel that this is the most effective way in losing or maintaining weight. Is this the case? Or what do you suggest? As what you said, is portion control the best way?
The best way is whatever works for your patient. No? Whatever works for somebody is the best way. So for some, it's not counting calories at all. It's just limiting the time of eating, like what we call intermittent fasting, wherein they only eat within a 6 to 8 hour time period during the day. For some people, it's limiting the amount of carbohydrates that they can. For some people, it's eating more just plants and plant-based, eating more of a plant-based diet of fruits and vegetables instead of having a lot of meat and a lot of animal sources for their food, limiting dairy, etc. So whatever works for someone, and as long as it's a balanced type of diet where they get enough of their micronutrients like vitamins and minerals, then it should be a healthy type of eating pattern for that person.
Now, this question's for Dr. Jan. How much calories does a person need?
Generally, parang to help you, it's a rule of thumb that we use, no, to have like to maintain a body, no. Usually, if you have 150 pounds, no, 150 pounds times 10 to times 12 po, that would be 1,500 to 1,700 po, no, of calories po. So that is the calories that you have to maintain po. So that is yung general parang rule of thumb. Pero we don't usually advise that because yung calorie counting may be effective for some people, no? If they have developed that portion control. But some people, nahihirapan sila, lalo na if it's really hard to record, it's really hard to count yung mga meals and snacks. Kaya iba, hindi po sila gaano pumapayat o hindi sila agad nag-lose na weight because they're eating mga high or refined kind of foods, no? Or lalo naman refined sugars, no? So another technique that they could develop, no? Use a palm size of your protein, no? For your protein. Now, for fist size for your vegetables, and then a cup hands for your carbs, and then a thumb for your fat. Could be your nuts, no? So that could be a technique. For men, times 2 na lang po yung size po nito. So 2 hands po yan. Sa babae, isa po, no? Per serving. Okay?
Very good. Now remember, rather than counting every calorie you consume, keeping track of what you eat instead can help make you a more sustainable change in your eating habits. Now, the only way to lose fat is to eat fewer calories than you burn. But it's always better to build your diet around nutrient-rich foods and not basing what you eat on calories alone. We'd like to thank our guests for today, lifestyle medicine specialist Dr. Jan Dipasupil and endocrinologist Dr. Joy Fontanilla. Now, you are what you eat is every bit as true as it is hard to see. So fuel your body with the right food, develop the right eating habits, and you'll be rewarded for these healthy choices. Healthy eating gives you a healthy mind and body and increases your chance at a longer and happier life. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez. This is MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines. Stay safe, everyone.